downstairs. All right, we're recording. So welcome you guys to Monday night. I'm super excited that you all are here, and yeah, I'm just excited. It's almost the middle of May, which I don't know why it's going by so fast. Like, I'm not even sure where the hell April went. Yeah, but we're off. There's Jenny's beautiful face. But anyway, it's, you know, we're off to a strong start, and I'm really excited. I think that we're all maybe sort of starting to settle into this quarantine after how long? Like, I feel like the days are starting to get easier. Like, I know that I'm going to have fights with my kids over schoolwork, so that's nothing new. Like, I know that I'm going to have to do 10,000 dishes a day. Like, I feel like I'm just starting to accept it all as opposed to just being angry about it all the time. So anyway, first, I want to go over just a little bit of coach news. Oh, and I guess I should introduce myself. I feel like because there's new people and then new people watch this, I'm Lindsay Kaufman. And I am the founder of Team Fearless. I don't know. Been around for a couple years, and we're Team Fearless. That's us. That's all I got to say. All right, so Mixed Berry Energize is launching on May 18th. I want to be really excited about this. It just needs to taste different than fruit punch, because as you all know, I am not the biggest fruit punch fan. I really love the lemon. That's just my jam. But that is launching on May 18th. So for those of you Energize lovers, which I think most of us are, it's a really good time to start talking about that. Beachbody is launching in France on May 27th. Which is super exciting because not only are we in the US, but we're in Canada, we are in the UK, and then we will be in France, which is going to be pretty badass. They just need to open up in Australia. I think Madison and I were talking about this earlier. I have lots of Australians.
When you go to Australia, New Zealand, I will backflip.
What's that?
I have so many friends in Australia and New Zealand. Like, I have a friend who's a Kiwi, and she's just waiting. I'm like, when it comes to New Zealand, you're on my team. And she's like, yeah, I'm in. I'm like,
I would say Australia, South Africa, and probably Mexico. Those are the places, like, everybody, we need those. And it will happen, I'm sure it will. So, but anyway, France on May 27th. You guys, the Summer Strong sale right now, I hope you guys are all talking about it. $20 off all challenge and completion packs is huge. Normally they'll do like the $10 off sales, but 20 is really pretty cool, especially for those people that have been sort of on the fence about it. I think at the beginning of COVID, we were all very concerned about people not having money, but we just know that that's not the case for everyone. Lots of people still have their jobs and are still more than willing to invest in themselves, and sometimes even more than ever before, because they can't go to the gym and they're feeling like all they're doing is drinking and eating and need a solution now. So don't be afraid of talking about it, because people have it. So $20 off for the entire month of May. They're also bringing back the Success Club retention points, which is really awesome. So they're doing it for 2 months. If you enroll new customers and coaches in the month of May, their purchase has to generate you Success Club points, but they'll be put into the retention pool. So basically, if they keep on with whatever supplements through June and July, then you will get retention points. You'll get 1 retention point per 200 volume every month. So I know that helped a couple people. It definitely helped me. I forget which month we did it last, because we're in May. I don't know. Was it March? I think it was March that they did it. So anyway, just another really good thing to look out for. And the last thing I want to talk about is, a lot of people say they don't have any equipment to do certain programs. Well, now they have the Complete Your Gym special. It's 60% off. It comes with resistance bands, with sliders, with the little markers for Shift Shop. It comes with I said resistance bands, also comes with the loops. So and I don't know what the price is. I could look at the FAQ, but I'm not gonna move on right now. Who's there? Bug, do you want to give kisses? But anyway, that's a really good thing. So some people that don't have weights, they can always supplement. I love you. Mwah. Good night, Mama. With, and I'll come sing to you when I'm done. They can supplement with the resistance bands. Thanks, babe. So that's 60% off right now, and I'm not sure if it's for the whole month of May or how. It's probably until it's sold out. So there's that. Does anyone have questions about the news? The good stuff happening? No? Cool. All right, so next I'm gonna share my screen because I wanna do some recognition. So, all right, can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. So let me see if I can enlarge this. Look at this beautiful board this month, you guys. So obviously we share Success Club. It's sort of Beachbody's way of measuring the success of the coaches. We like to look at these numbers as people because essentially that is what we're doing, is helping people every single day. So I'm gonna start with on the board, which was my husband, AKA me. You don't do anything. He inspired a life this month. Good job, Tom. Kelsey Rogers also. Oh, here he comes. Don't let him take any credit. He took none. He did nothing.
Go, Tom.
Kelsey Rogers is also on the board with 2 points. Bethany Schoaf with 2. Ileani Suarez, which I'm surprised I said that right. I hope I did. And Anisha Davis, who I saw on here, has inspired a life in her very first month as a coach. And I know that she's already inspired another one this month because I saw it today.
Yay!
I know. And then for the people who were 1 single point away from Success Club, that is Laura Todd, which is amazing. Congratulations, Laura. And Madison Dirks, who's on the call. Congratulations, girlfriend.
Go, Madison.
Woo!
Madison. And then for those who hit Success Club this month, we had Jenny Johans with Success Club 10. She is killing it.
Go, Jenny.
Yay!
Myself with 8. And then over here, Miss Liza Polster with 27. And
Her little world.
I know. She is all on her own little island over here, all by herself.
Mhm.
But, you
Good
know,
job, Liza.
she's got big dreams, you guys, big dreams. And so she's not stopping. So you guys, congratulations. This is super exciting. And like I said, especially with, you know, during a really hard time like this, I think that this shows that people still need us and are still really looking for a solution, and we have that for them. So I'm just really proud of you guys. It's freaking awesome. It's just awesome. Okay, does anyone have any shout outs or anything that they would like to say before we dive into the topic? Kim! I saw you reaching for that screen.
What's that?
I saw you reaching for the screen.
Yeah. So I have to do a huge shout out. So my friend Kat, she teaches yoga with me. We both teach hot yoga. She's an amazing yoga teacher. She reached out like just a couple days ago and was like, what's this coaching? This, that. She enrolled like yesterday, and here she is already on her first team call. So I just
Awesome.
Yay!
Awesome.
Welcome, girl.
So-
It's super exciting.
Yay!
yeah, she's
Love
gonna
Kim,
be.
so that means we love you too. All right, so tonight I just want to chat about sharing our stories.
Oh, and I want to shout out Jackie.
Yes, go.
So I have Jackie. She's one of my coaches. Well, she started as a discount coach, but she just signed her first person. Well, her sister, but she's working on getting reaching out more to other people too. So
That's awesome.
kind of starting that journey. Yeah.
Go, Jackie.
Jackie. She's not on. She had to take care of the kids tonight. So.
Yeah. Well, we're recording it for you. And I want to give a very quick shout out to Larry because I haven't seen your face in a long time. And I also saw that you sent me a message back and I have not looked at it yet. So, but I'm super excited to see you here. And I'm pretty sure that I saw you were on the board already this month. I think I saw a little number next to your name. So yeah. So
New coach.
it's a new coach.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
Oh, way to go.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But slowly coming back.
Good. I know that there's been a lot going on, and just really happy to see your face. So anybody else? No? Okay. If you guys have anybody, you think of somebody later, just we'll do it again at the end. Okay. So sharing our stories, I think we hear this all the time, how important it is to share our story. And I think sometimes we just kind of go, well, I do the same thing every day. My life is boring. I've got nothing to share. And I'm here to tell you that's just simply not true. So I took a lot of notes tonight, guys. Usually I just sort of fly by the seat of my pants, but I always end up talking about stuff that means absolutely nothing. So I decided to actually write it down so that I can stay on track and stay focused. So I'm going to shout out myself tonight for taking notes. All right. So if you think about like when you hear a story, and this is something that I read, I don't even know where, something that popped up, but when we hear a story, our bodies produce a hormone called oxytocin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So we instantly sort of start to form a connection with the person that we're listening to, which I thought was kind of interesting. So stories bind us together and they help us make sense of our experience. So we tend on social media to only share our highlights, right? Like the selected little highlights of our days, the best things, maybe we share our workouts because it was really something that we're proud of, or, just we share the highlights. It's always the highlight reel. It's only the good that happens for the most part. So it's kind of like posting the trailer of your life movie. And so you're giving people the snippets, you're giving them that trailer, like they want to see more, but then we don't actually share the movie with them. So it's kind of like they're never actually seeing the entire film. So think about all of the really amazing things that happen in your life. Think of the tragic things that happen in your life. They're filled with emotion, right? Whether they're happy, whether they're sad, whether they're, and everything in between, it's filled with emotion. And so do you keep that bottled up or do you share it? I think a lot of us probably keep that bottled up. Either it's too painful to share, or you don't want to feel like you're bragging, or you're just not sure if you're ready to share it, or you're not sure if anybody wants to hear it. So I think that that's what a lot of us do. We'll share the highlights, but we're going to keep the hard stuff inside. And I think we do that with life in general. But what happens is I think most of us dismiss our stories, right? We just think that they're not important. We think that they're uninteresting, that no one's going to care. Or maybe they're embarrassing. Like for instance, for me and my stretch marks, and I've shared stretch marks a lot because it was something I was truly embarrassed about. Like it was something that I didn't feel like, I don't know, I'm like, oh, she's got stretch marks. Like that just makes me gross and all those things. And then when I started sharing them and realizing that I'm not the only one, even though I knew I wasn't the only one, it was sort of like, it was empowering. And it sort of gave my insecurity a voice. So those stories, those experiences are vital to showing our audience who we are. We're not just somebody who works out. I know you hear me say this all the time. We are not Beachbody. We are not just that girl who works out all day. Thank goodness. We are so much more than that. We are moms. We are fur parents. We are aunts. We are teachers, doctors, healthcare workers, and again, artists, everything in between. We are all of those things, and there's something to be really, really proud of. So when you share your story, your true story, you create connection between between you and the people that are watching you, following you, looking for you for inspiration. So why don't you ever mention your past? Are you proud of it? Are you not proud of it? And these are all things you can ask yourself. And I think we should all ask ourselves, like, why don't we share things from our past? Maybe you are proud, maybe you're not proud. but these stories are the very things that make you exactly who you are. Think of the people that we admire, right? We read about them. Think of, like, for me, I love music. So if I am obsessed with an artist, I go and I read about them. I want to know what music they listen to. I want to know what they eat. I want to know what they drink. I want to know what they read. I want to know what their sheets look like on their bed. Like, I literally, like, I want to know those things. And so we read their biographies, right? It's like we want to be that fly on the wall. We want to peek into their world. And it's exactly like what we do. How many people watch your stories every day and know all those little things about you? It's pretty crazy if you think about it. So sharing your story is an act of vulnerability. It allows ourselves to be seen, and it is super, super vulnerable. But along with that vulnerability, I think comes a lot of power, and not only with what you say and the people who hear it, but for you as well. I think that it sort of gives anything that you've ever experienced a voice, and it kind of takes, I think, the pressure off of you feeling like, I don't know if it's something that you've been hiding or something that you've been thinking isn't important. There's always somebody out there who feels the exact same way or who has experienced something very similar. So it's powerful not only for the people who are watching us, but I think for ourselves as well. So when you share your story, it creates intrigue, right? It starts conversations. So we have to look at ourselves as storytellers. And we have an incredible, incredible platform to share that from. Social media is exactly what you make of it, but with this business, it is our storefront 100%. If you're not showing up as you and your authentic self, and you're not showing up every day, your store's not open. So just think of it as, if you're not here every day and you're not sharing your story every day, then somebody, when your storefront is closed, they're going to go someplace else. So it's really, really, really important that we find out, like, if we're not sharing, why we're not sharing. There has to be something holding us back. So when we give our stories a voice, we allow it to resonate in the hearts of those that we interact with. And I think that that's really important to remember, because we're not in the business of selling people anything. Yes, there's a product to buy, but we are in the business of changing lives exactly the way our lives have been changed and transformed. And whether that be physically or mentally, I think for most of us, the internal transformation has probably outweighed the physical transformation. So remember, when you're posting, sweaty selfies are great. Not every day, because people don't care. They really don't care. But they do care about all that in between. They care about where you're going, where you've been, how you've changed. They care about what's going on the inside more than that picture of you doing a workout. That's just sort of the filler. That's just sort of one of the things that we do throughout the day, a little tiny piece of who we are. So stories are more than just documenting our past. They are also telling what we want from our future. And I think that, like, I was listening to some speaker a couple days ago, and I had heard that like, stories aren't just about our past, but they're also about telling our future. And I was like, man, that's so true. Because if you think about, like, we're not in this, again, just for working out, right? We're not in this just to, like, post a sweaty picture. We're in this for a reason. Every single one of us has a really big why. And every single one of us wants to connect with somebody else to show them that they too can do what we're doing, and they too can have the dreams that we're dreaming. And so I think we need to remember that. And I think it reiterates how important it is for us to find the reason why we're doing this. If the only reason why we're doing this is to lose 10 pounds, we're probably not going to lose that 10 pounds. And we're probably not going to be successful in our business. So I don't know. I'm just really, really passionate about letting people know who we are, sharing the good, sharing the bad, sharing the ugly, sharing your victory, sharing your struggles, sharing all the in-between. Because for me, it's like helped me open up a lot about my life. I was able to share that I had a really bad babysitter when I was 7 years old, and I kept that bottled up inside for 30 years, I think. My sister knew, my husband knew, but nobody else knew. And I was like, I need to talk about this because it's part of who I am. And I didn't want to talk about it for like pity. I didn't want anyone to pity me. Like, I've been in therapy for 20 years over. Like, I don't need anybody to, I didn't need a pity party. I just needed to get it off my chest because I knew that it was something that it was important. It was a part of my story. But first I had to tell my dad because I'm like, my dad can't read this on social media. But, and I'm not saying you need to like share big things like that, but I'm just saying that all of those things in my past have helped shape who I am now. And when I share those things, it's amazing how many people relate. It's actually kind of sad how many people relate when it comes to something like that, but it's a really vital piece. And again, this isn't just about me helping somebody lose 10 pounds. It's about me helping somebody reach their potential within themselves. So sharing that part of my story for me personally was very important because there's a lot that you have to overcome with stuff like that. So I don't know. I just think if we can find within ourselves what's important to share and to reach people, like what message do you really, really want to send? I think you're going to find that it really has absolutely nothing to do with a workout program. It has to do with what's inside and the potential that we have and the platform that we have to help them to have it. So I had asked a couple people to share kind of how they share their stories. Because I think, you know, we all have a very different one. Every single person here has lived a very different life. Every single person has had struggles, all very different or very similar. And like I said, you know, I'm not saying you have to dig out the deep, dirty whatevers and put it all out on, you know, put it all out there on blast. But we all share stories in a very different way. So the two people that I asked, I don't want to put you on the spot in case you don't want to. But okay, Liza, if you can just share how you share your story on a daily basis through social media.
Well, okay. So Lindsay, you just asked us to do this like 2 hours ago. So I just did like a list. I broke it up between my posts and then my stories and kind of what I share. So can I just like go off of that?
I didn't even make a list, so.
Okay.
Is that okay, Lindsay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do that. All right, so as far as my posts go, my posts are not all about Beachbody. In fact, it rarely is. So like if you were to look at my page, you probably couldn't even tell that I'm a Beachbody coach, and that's what I want until, you know, I'm like Ashley Molstead or something. But
With these Success Club points, you will be soon.
I always add in my niece and nephew, and that's because like when I follow people, I'm following like aunties, like that's what I'm all about. So obviously I need to be sharing about that. I always post an uplifting or positive post that doesn't just focus on me, but also motivates other people as well, because people don't care about our life and how awesome it is, right? So you need to post things that will impact others. And before I post, I always ask myself, how will this benefit my followers? Okay. I love doing transformation posts like once a month, you know, sharing my journey and motivating my followers. I also struggle with gut health issues, and as hard as it can be, I still need to share that because many people struggle, you know, with gut health issues and they don't even realize it. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me as far as gut health issues, so that's just a part of me, so I need to share it. I did share a lot then about like my confidence, because that's an area that obviously has helped me so much as far as becoming a coach. And just as a side note too, like a little FYI, when I share like my tough things, whether it's like the gut health issues or the transformations, when people like those or comment on them, I always reach out to them later, just as an FYI, and just to thank them. But then lastly, I try to share about our community and being part of an incredible group of like-minded people. So I use pictures. I know it's hard, but I use pictures from Summit, and I won't have any more, but we did take a lot. So once you guys are able to be a part of those things, you will have those and you'll be able to share those, and then just create a post with those. Those are super, super important. Then as far as my stories go, you guys, this is where it's at. So if you're not doing stories, you need to be doing stories. I try to do a minimum of 5 stories a day, even when my life is boring, which is why I always save photos and use them at different times when I have nothing else to share.
Mm-hmm.
I always do my workout video, so 1 or 2 at most, because again, no one cares. But it needs to be there because that shows consistency and that I'm showing up every single day, which is super important for those invites, because if people don't see that, why would they join you, right? Then I'm just posting in my stories again, like the everyday of work, my nephews, shake, energize, being a part of a community. What else? Oh, well, I like to share like my teammates and some of their workouts, but obviously not a lot, because again, people don't like seeing those workouts, but it shows community and that we're not doing this alone. So we need to be sharing that. I also share the virtual gym, now the BOD group, but I just like scroll through and show like how all of our challenges are doing and how awesome they're doing. I show the weekly meal plan, like, hey, you can have this weekly meal plan if you join us. I share a lot of like nutrition in terms of healthy food and ingredients, because I'm all about clean eating and ingredients. I try to do a poll unrelated to fitness at least 3 times per week. And you guys, this could be literally anything. People love to give their opinion and tell you about it. So do polls, whatever it is.
I say don't do them about fitness.
No, I never do them about fitness. So.
I do, and I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because people don't care about that.
They don't, yeah.
They care about what leggings to buy.
Yes, yeah, they do.
No, they do, I know.
Yeah, I always want to share value. Like that's something that's very important to me. So when I find something that I love, whether it's clothes, you know, food, accessories, literally anything, I share it and I recommend it. And people are always messaging me, like literally they are messaging me, asking me where the link is and where I got it and whatever. And then I also share like treats with Shakeology, because again, no one cares about some silly drink that we're drinking. And then lastly, on Thursdays, I do make it about Beachbody, recognizing our team, celebrating the wins, rank advancements, and I do share income. So those are my posts and stories.
Oh.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like, what I love, like if you go to Liza's page and watch her stories, her niece and nephew, you guys, I mean, I'm just speculating, but I would assume that you probably attract a lot of people based on that, because your love for your niece and nephew is huge. And I love the way that you share them. I mean, shit, Dave thinks that you have kids, but, but you don't. But it's really important, and that's part of who she is. So just finding, I hate the word your niche, because I don't freaking know what that is, but I mean, I do, but I don't know what mine is. So I just know like the things that are important to me and the things that are important to Liza and to each of you. Like those are the things that you have to share every day. So, Jenny, would you like to talk?
That.
No, I mean, just listen, I can tell you what you share your story about, because I know, but
I need to grab my computer.
Like what is something that you really focus on with when you share your story?
Okay. So my story is I have a lot of struggles with depression and anxiety, and so that stemmed from college, and then after Annalise, postpartum, getting diagnosed postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, not wanting to be around anymore, didn't like life, hated it. But kind of sharing that journey with depression and anxiety, and like the big thing I do want to say is now that I'm a coach, like it's so weird. Like I hold myself more, I have like more accountability now. Like I feel like I have to show up. And if I don't, then I'm letting people, letting people down.
Mhm.
And now that I share my story, it is like kind of just inspires me to keep on going and keep pushing. And I feel like my depression, anxiety are a lot better now. Because I'm working out, I'm eating healthier. I have a reason to get out of bed in the morning. So I do share like on the face or like the Instagram I just started. So I'm learning how to use Instagram.
So proud
So
of
like
you.
the Instagram stories and the Facebook stories or posts, I guess you would say posts. Most of them are about my anxiety, depression. But then like as far as the Instagram stories and the Facebook stories, I do a lot with Annalise, my 4-year-old daughter, because I'm with her every day. So I share stuff with Annalise. We like to go on a lot of outdoor adventures. We love exploring, going to new places. So I do a lot of that, being out in nature. I do some school stuff. I'm a 2nd grade teacher. But I'm teaching from home and it's kind of boring. So I don't really have much of that to share anymore, but I try to throw in some teaching stuff. And then like Liza's been doing that on Thursdays, like recognizing team members and like rank advancements. So I just did that last week on Thursday. Usually I would do it every day, but it's kind of cool just to do it all day on Thursday.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do want to bring in, as far as things I want to do more of, I try to do some polls, but I think I need to be better about doing polls about random stuff. I mean, it doesn't have to be, can be with whatever.
You have a good platform for that with your 4-year-old. You can ask so many things like, you know, what kind of activities you can do with a 4-year-old. Like there are so many things you can do poll wise, especially with
I think the biggest one I got a response on, which was not a lot of people, but I still got some, but it was on wearing socks to bed or no socks to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like wearing socks and Adam
no.
doesn't.
Nope. I would like, nope.
So, I have to.
Start going like this. Start twitching. Ooh. Yeah.
And then Liza, my next one's going to be sweatshirt on at bed or no. And I wear a sweatshirt too. Yeah.
Do you wear a sweatshirt on bed?
Yes.
God.
Have to.
But how though?
It's like freezing.
Touches you.
I know. Liza's always cold.
I know. So I think just doing more of those random, just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
So,
yeah.
really? Yep. Go ahead.
No, that's probably it. I didn't write anything. I just kind of wrote some notes.
No, that's okay. No, it's great because I think like your story is that part of your story, just one piece, is your anxiety and depression, which you're very open about. I don't know how long you've been open about it for, but again, you're reaching people who also suffer from the same thing, and it's so hard. It can be so debilitating. I think all of us at some point in our lives have dealt with it. I mean, whether it's something that you deal with on a daily basis or whether it's a period of life that you've been through, but I don't think there's anybody that can't relate to it in some way. And it doesn't always have to be like a negative thing, although I feel like we've all overcome something negative. But don't be afraid of posting about it. Just talk about, like, don't leave it as the negative. Talk about how this experience and how this journey has helped to change it. And if you're going through it, it's okay to go through it. Like, I don't want anybody to ever feel like they can't be authentic. Like, I don't know how many of you have ever tried to hide behind a smile, but it's exhausting. Like, it is freaking exhausting. And I mean, it's just exhausting. And it's again, that's something that you can share. I mean, it's okay to tell people I'm having a really hard time right now. I'm leaning in on whoever I'm leaning in on. But always try to kind of share what you're doing to fix it instead of just leaving it as like that downer. Because we do want to be that source of inspiration and that hope for people. But it's crazy because when you start sharing, it's very healing within yourself too, because you're going to get all those messages that have, and again, like that's why you have to kind of separate it from the business as well. But you get all those messages that will be so heartfelt that either tell you their stories or they're there for you, and it's an incredible feeling. So, you know, this is so much more than just a business. Like, we are forming relationships. That's why telling your story is so important. It's not just about, you know, what Beachbody program you're doing. It really has nothing to do with what Beachbody program you're doing.
It's not. And with the depression, like my cousin is one of my coaches, and then my mom's cousin. And I have not heard from my mom's cousin. She signed like a month ago. And I've been like trying to reach her, and I couldn't. And she has depression.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got her phone number from, long story, but I got a hold of her, and she says she's like really down in the dumps right now. Like, she had to go in the doctor. She's like, I'm being honest with you. Like, it's really a bad time right now, but I'm telling you because I know you can relate.
Yeah.
Same with my cousin. She's like, I haven't been working out. This depression, I'm having really bad depression right now. But at least they're like telling me about it, you know, and
they're not
like
keeping it.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's very real. So guys, know that every single one of you has a huge light to shine and a huge story to tell. And each of you will make such a big impact. And you're going to feel so much better when you start sharing your truth. And I think it's going to make it easier for you to post and to be consistent within yourself. If you honor that who you are is perfect just in whatever season of life that you're in. Each season is very different, and some seasons are a lot harder than others, but honor and embrace where you are, and know that no matter what's in you guys is absolutely incredible. And you all have something to give and something to share. And when you think your life is boring, it's not. And if you think it's boring, then tell people you think it's boring. Like, I mean, it's okay. Like, you don't have to have the most inspirational thing to say every single day. I sure as hell don't. But one thing that you can draw inspiration from is podcasts. I know a lot of us do listen to podcasts. Reading personal development. Is everybody reading something or listening to something right now?
Well, I have my anxiety. Annalise did something with my anxiety book. I have to find it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know where it is.
she's playing hide and go seek with your book. Oh dear.
Get her out of bed. Let me talk to her. No, don't. But okay, but if you can't find that, Jenny, I bet there's a podcast you can listen to. I bet there's something.
I just bought this book.
You'll find it. It'll turn up when you stop looking for it. It will. But yeah, we have to strengthen our minds every single day. And it's really important. So if you're not listening to anything or reading anything, make sure that you pick something up. And yeah. So that's kind of all I wanted to say tonight. Thank you guys for sharing. Does anybody have questions about, or just comments in general about anything? Kim unmuted herself. Do you?
That was just like super uplifting, because there's definitely some days where I'm like, I literally have cleaned my house and worked out. Like, this is so boring, but it's true. Like, that was like super uplifting.
And guess how many other people, that's probably all they did today too. Like,
right. The thing
you know?
is that, you guys, people follow you for a reason. right? They're going to watch your stories for a reason. So just share your life. And right now, no one has a life, right? Let's be honest. Everyone is on Instagram watching stories on social media. So
Oh my gosh, if I miss a day, people are like, where are you? Are you
I
okay?
know. Yeah.
I'm alive. Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
It's and it's so true. Like they literally come to you for a reason. You see the same names under your stories every single day.
Mhm.
So they watch you for a reason. So they don't find your life boring at all. Otherwise they wouldn't be watching. But yeah, I mean, we're all home. We're all doing the same old. We're all crafting probably up a storm. I know I have been. I see Kat over there. Are you crocheting or knitting?
Knitting.
Oh, girl, I wish.
Third project.
Huh?
Third project in quarantine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's getting bad.
her work is beautiful.
Wow.
I'm a
Those-
crocheter. I can't use 2 hooks. They don't work with my fingers.
That's how I feel with crocheting.
So funny,
What am I supposed to do with this hand?
right? I know. But yeah, just share your hearts. I did ask in the team on the team page with the description of the call for everybody to write down 5 things about yourselves that make you you. I'm not going to ask you to share them because I think this is something that like you really have to dig deep about and really think about. But come up with a list of those 5 things. I would love for you guys to post them on the team page. But really put some thought into it about really the 5 things that really, really make you you, whether they're, well, whatever they are, just 5 things that make you you. And those are the things that you should be posting about every day. Not all of them every single day, and not as a whole every day, but you're kind of taking those pieces, you know? And I'll just use Jenny as an example because she talked about depression and anxiety. There's something I'm sure in almost every day that relates to that somehow, between that, her daughter, being a teacher. I mean, those are just 3 things that I can think of, and there's a lot more. So, but in your post, share bits and pieces of those, of that part of your life, one of those 5 things every day. And then your stories are just your in-betweens. Your stories are the day-to-day life. Like, I don't suggest posting your workouts every day on your social media feed. Post them in your stories. Because like I said, people don't give a shit. They're going to see that post. They're going to scroll right by it because they don't want it. They see it everywhere. If they want to see it, they're going to go to your stories to find out what you're doing. But share your life, share who you are. And each of you have something. I know it. I knows it. Does anyone else have anything they want to add? No? Okay. Well, then we kept it under an hour. I got to do notes more often. I got to stick to not rambling more often. I will have this recorded, and I'll put it up on the team page if any of your coaches want to watch, and we'll have it there. And in the meantime, you guys, I'm super excited to see the stories that you all are going to share, because we got them and people need us. All right, ladies, love you.
Can I take a picture?
Yes, please.
Okay, send it to me.
I'll let you take it. I already took one earlier.
Well, I shall leave it to you this time.
What should we do?
Are we boomeranging or just a picture?
Well, what do you guys prefer?
I already took boomies while we were doing the call. Just do a picture.
Charlie Noodles.
Good.
All right, ladies, thank you so much for spending Monday night with us.
Yeah.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.